Also, that question, very strange question, I want to ask you that why your teachers didn't allow to borrow books from the library?
That is the thing I always thought. I never knew why they didn't allow me to take books from the library. I asked them. So they just simply replied that if you start reading novels, they are very fascinating. So you'll be fascinated towards the stories only, or you will not be able to balance your studies, your academics. So you may lose your grades. You may not get good grades in your academics. So that will be not good for you. After 10th you can explore this hobby, so till 10th at least you do good in your academics. So that's why I thought, I never insisted them, but they just denied. So I thought, okay, I will explore it later.
That is a very pathetic situation of our education system. Yes, nowadays children are becoming so much bookish that they don't find the world fascinated anymore. They don't want to learn anything extra. You know, everything, if they have scored 9 out of 10, then they are very happy. But if you ask anything from the same book, even after 1 week, they tend to forget everything. You know why? Because they are more into cramming up the things rather than following or understanding. So every time, whenever I have contacts with any kind of student or any random person, then I would only suggest that whenever even you are reading a book, you told me yet you love to read storybooks. So whenever you love to read any kind of, see, whether it's a newspaper or any article or any book or any fictional novel, whatever you try your hands on, always make it a point not only to read but at least understand that what are you reading. And in the process of it, if you love it, I am talking only about readers, I'm not talking about those who don't love to read. Because I am also a big, you know, you can say that bibliophile person who loves stories or books a lot. So I am very into listening to other people's stories, sharing my stories, reading books, and I have a library also where I have kept all the books of my own choice, and I never lent those books to others. Because it so happened one day my friend borrowed a book and she made it look like a trash. So from that point, I make a point that I am not going to lend my books to anyone because I love my books more than anything else. You said education. Apart from being an educated person, you know, we have to be very, very social person also. Because when you are social, then you tend to learn or develop those kind of uh, you know uh, abilities or capabilities that are very must to lead a very pragmatic life. Now if you are only into academics, then you are devoid, your life is devoid of something which is known as practical approach. And my dear,
Yes.
life needs a balance between education and practical also. If you are a highly educated person, that doesn't make any difference or any difference in your life when you can't handle your life practically. That is my personal experience. Okay, so we ladies basically have to juggle between lot of things in our life. We have to be educated at the same time. We need a practical approach to our life as well. So always, now you are a grown up girl. Now you are smarter than before. Now you can make the difference that what is good or bad for you. Now you can voice your thoughts. If somebody is pulling you down, now you can retaliate. So I hope now
Yes.
you will do. Now you are not going to listen to anyone. Any random or stupid idea of anyone else is not going to affect you. Am I right?
Yeah, you are absolutely right. And I like the way you threw all the things, whatever useful for me, because pragmatic knowledge is really very important. If you don't know pragmatic knowledge, we are not going to survive in this era. Earlier,
Definitely.
it was the time when they used to give you job on the basis of your marks. But now, if you don't have practical knowledge, if you don't have critical thinking ability, you are not going to survive in this era. So that's the
Exactly.
very important.
Yes, you have to mix. You say blending should be very beautiful. Blending means you have your own life. Now you have to make your life colorful. Now, to make your life colorful, you need different kind of crayons. Those crayons are your thoughts, your actions, your ideas, your hobbies, your educations, your practical approach to life. Now mix it in a blender, and here's your life where you can enjoy. If you are leading a life where you can't enjoy for a various purpose, see, we all have different kind of responsibilities, and sometimes it happens that we have to shoulder a lot of responsibilities, and intentionally or unintentionally we have to do that job or task. But at the end of the day, I would suggest that it's a lame excuse if you say that I didn't have 5 minutes for me. Then keep that shitty mobile away from you. And the time which you are wasting scrolling through videos in your mobile, take that time as your me time. And now you do whatever. Who's stopping you? So for inner peace, if you are like people claim that we don't have that inner peace, we are struggling with a lot of things. So sometimes it happens that see, exceptions are everywhere. But most of the time, people are in a habit of just blaming others, criticizing others, pulling others down, and they are not ready to accept the real problem. They are the real problem. Their mindset is a problem. Now, if you want to talk with me, see, this is an example. This is a live example. If you want to
Yes.
talk to me, then you are so desperate about talking, and now you are here because you want that. It is a matter of your interest. So don't play a game with your own life. Don't come up with excuses. Don't blame others. If you want to do something, do it. There is a gap between knowing and doing. We know everything, but we don't do. Hardly we do.
Yes.
If we know 10 things, then hardly we do one. So there is the gap. Then there is the gap. You say that I have read a lot of books, I know a lot of words, and I can do this and I can do that. But ma'am, at the end of the day, when we are here to speak, then our mind goes blank. Simply, you are not implementing your knowledge. You are opening the book, you are reading the book, and you closed it. And now your mind also gets closed. Don't,
Yes.
your mind is a locker. Open the lock. Take the vocabulary words out of it. Start implementing. Start using it. And now then you can find that wand in your head. What is the wand? Wand means jadoo ki chhadi. Now this pen is not only your weapon. This is not only your strength. This is a magical wand. With the help of this simple worth 5 rupees or 10 rupees pen, you can change the whole world. But it depends on you,
Yeah.
how you are taking your own life. Is the thing that makes a lot of difference. So always whenever you have to hit the target, plan everything, how you are going to start, what are the outcomes of this, and if it is showing a positive effect on your life, then don't give it a second thought, start doing it. That I can just suggest you.
Yeah, definitely. Because earlier I was I don't want to talk to anyone. How can I talk in a video call? So it was very different, or a very awkward moment for me. I was not aware about the things, how it works, and all the things. But one thing that was in me, that to talk in English. So that just forced me to do all the things. I was not technical person. I never knew how does things work, but I tried, and now I found a very beautiful soul, that is you, and I'm talking to you. So I feel if you have something to do, definitely God makes the way, and we find the way wherever we go. So it is on us how we do and how we find our path.
101%. Now see, being a married woman, you can understand, I have a lot of work and I wake up at 5 o'clock. I have a lot of household chores. You can't even imagine that how tough my days right now, because both my parents-in-law are on bed rest and I have to do a lot of juggling between my office and all those other stuff. But because this is my lifeblood, English is my passion. This is my lifeblood. So I have to do it. You have to. It's the saying, no, the show must go on. So
Yes,
life is full of struggles. You come up with different. You have a lot of connections. Start asking them. They will tell you their sad stories. So each and every one of us is facing some of the other troubles. But it doesn't mean that you stop in the midway. Now you have covered half the distance and now you are about to give up. So just think for once that why are you here? Why have you joined this group? Why do you want to learn this language? And then carry on with that journey along with the struggles, the hardships, or whatever difficulties you face in this path. Never look back. Otherwise,
Yeah,
you wouldn't have started.
we have always been taught that life is, we should live a life which is peaceful and struggle less, but it is not the truth. We have to accept the truth that life is all about struggle. If we don't struggle, we will not find the happiness. Happiness comes from our hardship. They give us the positive result, then we become happy, and the this is the way life is going on. But we don't want to accept the reality. We must accept to fulfill everything. Like we want to fulfill some dreams, we have something, we want to be a fluent speaker, but if I don't struggle, how will it give me positive results? So I have to accept that I'll have to struggle, then I'll get positive results.
Exactly. Now you told me that that was the second call. Okay, that was your second call where you connected with me and you find yourself stuttering, stammering, and little bit feared or scared. Okay, but the
Yes.
best thing is that you gave it a try. Okay, now if you have stopped from the day, go, okay, I'm feeling very, terrible. My feet started shivering and I started stuttering. Now I'm not going to connect with any other person. Stop. So now, what do you think? Have you been here in front of me? No. Now you see, now you are so much confident. So life is like that. Life teaches you how to struggle. People who are coward means they are scared of everything. They give up, right? And people who are bold enough, they keep on carrying. If you say a warrior, then a warrior doesn't mean that you have to wield your sword and swinging it high up in the air and chasing others, or you want to kill or murder somebody. No, warrior has to be, warriorship is your mentality. You have to be
Yes.
mentally fit or mentally stable or mentally ready for every other struggle. Now we say that we have to be positive all the time. It can't be possible. Life is a
Yes.
mixture of positivity and negativity. So when we have good days, we have to face bad days also. Be ready for that. So sometimes people say that don't say that there must be some negativity. Why not to say? If you accept, if you realize that there will be a bad day for me, when today is a good day, then there maybe a bad day is in reserve for me. Then you are mentally ready for that. Okay, I was ready for that. It was going to happen and it was done. So when you are ready for any negativity also in life, then you can tackle that negativity with a very practical approach, and then you can come out of it. When you are suffering from fever, what do you think? That okay, I medicate myself, I take this medicine, I will be okay.
Yes.
So life is like this. Life is full of ups and downs. Today you are feeling down, definitely you will feel up the next day. So don't stuck with this game of positivity and negativity so much that at the end of the day you lose your calm, you lose your peace, and you lose whatever your target is.
Definitely, I'll follow your all pieces of advice.
Pieces of advice, right? Because most of the people they say advices, and they also
Yeah.
use informations. The informations also, we are not supposed to use s along with the word informations. You say pieces of information.
Yeah, and I find the way you are speaking is really beautiful. How did you learn this? From your childhood or after you grew up?
No. Actually, I was a very dumb child till 8th standard. Yeah, I was very dumb till 8th standard. Now, one day, somebody passed a very, very, very negative comment on me that you would never be able to stand on your feet, you would never be able to do this or that. So one thing I know, that there are many weaknesses in my character, in my personality. Sometimes I'm very emotional, sometimes I get very frustrated and angry also. It happens because we are human beings, these qualities are quite natural. But at the end of the day, I discovered one very strong aspect of my personality, and that is I never give up. and that helped me a lot. So I
Yes.
started to struggle, and till date, you won't believe I have a lot of books in my workshop where I'm sitting right now. Can you see this behind me also? And
Yes,
there.
yes.
Yes.
I can
So,
see there are
yes.
so many
So
books.
I changed my pattern of living. I changed my pattern. I started thinking, if I am wasting even 15 to 16 minutes, even with a person who can play the role of toxic person in my life, it's better to give a shot to a book. So I love my books. Whenever after this call, I will be just going to the office only, and I have a lot of work there. But whenever I have my leisure time, I don't waste my time on my smartphones. You see, I switched it off. If you are keeping your mobile, turning its face downwards only, but it's lying on your table, it is a distraction. Always remember. Keep that
Yes.
phone away in some other room where you can't see even your phone. Otherwise, that phone will play a very passive role, a passive distraction. It will attract you. Just switch it on for once. Please switch it on once. And then when you fall for the trap, then you will find ending up in wasting already your 1 or 2 hours. So that's not going to happen. So that's your choice. You picked up the phone. Now that's your smartphone. You picked up the phone. You switched it on. And now you are blaming others. Now you are shouting at others for your wastage of time. So start accepting your
Reality.
responsibility. Start accepting your blames. Accepting your excuses. That is your fault. The moment you accept your fault, everything will be resolved.